Do you know what? Had a conversation with my mum, funny enough, yeah?
Okay.
There's a few of us, yeah? And they were talking about something and I thought, no, this is actually quite an interesting conversation to have. Have you ever you've travelled a lot?
Oh, unfortunately.
Right. So, you know when you travel and you go to these like famous landmarks, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to a place which is like a famous landmark and everyone's excited, but you just can't get excited?
Oh, bedtimes. By the way, Chuckie's saying this to me as I have my passport in my pocket currently, so yeah, I travel a lot.
Oh,
yeah,
bear
bedtimes.
Are you travelling today?
Yeah, I'm going to Sweden.
That's why we're recording earlier than usual, by the way. But,
When's it happened to you? Because it seems like you got memory of
yes.
it. All right, chat to them now.
My mum, the one that she mentioned was Niagara Falls. She said she went to Niagara Falls and she was like, it was cool, but like everyone was mad excited about it, but she just couldn't. It was just like, just cool.
Oh yeah, that happened to me on Grand Canyon.
It happened to me. Do you know what? It happened to me a few times in New York.
Yeah.
When I went to Times Square, I will be honest. I went to Times Square. Everyone was mad excited, and I wasn't not excited. I think I was just excited the fact that I was in New York, yeah. But I walked around in Times Square, and I could not stop thinking, this is just Leicester Square. I feel like I'm just in Leicester Square.
It's not even that deep.
I went to Central Park.
Yeah.
I'm walking around in Central Park, and I couldn't get out of my head, this is Hyde Park. Yeah.
This is just a park.
It's just Hyde Park.
Do you know what though? It's because sometimes some of the things that people be bragging about are just like big because of the sentimental value it holds to growing up in that area. Outside of that area, it's just a park.
Yeah.
If you're from the New York area, you know the park, the Central Park 4, or whatever it's called, the story about the four boys, or you know local history. You had your first kiss there, and whatever, and fair enough. And then you can open up that conversation to loads of people in New York. They share the same sentiment. I get it. But to me, coming over there, it's just a park.
Yeah. It's Empire State Building, I think I went to. I got to the top. I've been walking around in that. I just was just in the sky. I didn't feel like I was like, I just could see like things, I could see, you know, like you could see the city from far and all that type of stuff or whatever. But like, I wanted to be in it. Like, yes, I'm at the top of it. I'm in New York. I'm in, you know what I mean? I hear this in music. I just couldn't be excited, bro.
It's not your thing, man.
It's not my thing.
It's not your thing. If you had gone to see in the Old Boy video.
Yes, yeah.
You see when Cameron goes to that shop Harlem,
the
massive trainer store. Now, if you had gone there, it might mean a little bit more to you than the Empire State Building.
100%.
Them things are just not for man. Culturally, I think it's a cultural thing, you know.
100%, because that goes to my next point. It's like, it's not even the fact, like I mentioned, being in Times Square, it's just like Leicester Square, kinda, or Central Park, Hyde Park. Do you know what I mean? But for me, sometimes when I go to certain places, like I want to know, where's the Brixton? Like, where's Peckham? Then I feel like the excitement there is more than, alright, cool, I'm in the ends. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm here now. I'm in the Caribbean shop there, or do you understand what I'm saying?
Come on.
That's more my thing.
Chuckie, think about it. When I went to New York, I didn't go to the Empire State Building. I didn't go to the Statue of Liberty. Do you know why? I'm not even excited about seeing the Big Ben. I don't care about these things.
Then.
If I'm not going to be excited about going to House of Commons in this country and all of the monumental things in this country, why am I going to be excited about going out my way to see someone else's version of it? The versions of things I like to see here is what I want to see abroad. So like you said, I want to see the Tottenham in another country.
Yes.
That's what I want to see. That's what I'm from.
I want to go to Styles P's juice spot.
I want to go Styles P's juice spot. I want to go Nas's chicken Ting.
Is it, yeah?
I went to the one in LA. Come on, my brother.
I didn't know Nas had a chicken thing.
Yeah, he got a little chicken spot, fam. I can't lie. It's got one in LA and one in New York, right? And what I like as well, I like going to football stadiums. That's my thing.
I hear you.
You need to know yourself.
I hear you.
Drake said it best on that 2017 album. You got to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, what happens is you end up blending in with you end up going on to Google, what's the best things to do in this country? And you just go and do what generally everybody does.
Goes and does, yeah.
Come on, PYN, man.
But have you been anywhere though, quickly, where you just, everyone was excited and you just couldn't love it?
Yeah, Dubai.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, I was just like, why does everybody want to be somewhere where nobody knows where anybody's from? So what am I learning here? Everybody is a foreigner. So we're all about, it's like we're just in a large foreign exchange university. Like, I ain't got time for that. I want to go somewhere and learn something. I'm going to Dubai, there's a Jamaican restaurant. Why? Where's your restaurant?
Yeah, I hear that.
I'm going to Dubai, I'm seeing every westernized thing under the sun available. This is like an adult toy shop. Like, this is just... And then everyone's like, Ferrari car, this. I'm like, have you just come out here to just show whose dick's bigger? If so, I got a small dick, mate, because I ain't got that money that you lot have got. So, do you know what? Maybe that's the reason why I don't find it fun. I don't know. But it's just not appealing to me. In any capacity. It's not appealing. You go to the club, half the girls are prostitutes. You go to the club, there's a bag of people that are disrespecting the right and the privilege of being a Muslim. So, like, why am I here?
I hear it.
I'm just in the devil's playground pretending to have a good time for all of 1-2 hours. I'm watching Lloyd Banks perform. This guy can't even perform with 50. And shout out Lloyd Banks, but I don't want to be in these environments pretending I'm having fun.
Man said shout out Lloyd Banks. Right.
I'm in the club, Chuckie.
I get, like,
he's there.
I get people that go out there to do the working thing though. You know what, boom, I got a plan, let me go work, stack up some money, there's a thing, whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
life
holiday
expensive,
thing,
of course.
The holiday thing. You know who I was going to FaceTime right now?
Slick.
Dan.
Dan's there.
Dan's there right now.
Dan's there with one of my brethren, you know.
What? I can't FaceTime because I don't think it works, does it?
Of course it does.
What can you FaceTime WhatsApp? No.
You know, I was FaceTime my brethren the other day in Dubai. What are we doing here?
Let me just FaceTime. Is it?
Excuse me. I was FaceTiming
Oh,
Hugs.
FaceTime
Remember Hugs?
Huh?
Remember who get? Hugs.
Hugs?
Who get? If I show you, I remember. From back in the day. Shout out Hugs, man. We might have to do the WhatsApp one.
1 second, can you see me?
Of course we can.
We can see you, brother. Wait, let me come. Hey, when are you coming back?
I'm not sure.
Hey, we were just recording, didn't it? Your name, your ears must have been burning because we were calling you. We were talking about you still. Man's in Dubai.
Only good stuff, I hope.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna shout you. I'm gonna shout you properly.
Alright, cool. I love fellas, I love you.
Yeah, love you too, brother.
Yeah, you love us when you're in a nice spot, innit? Your backside, Dan.
That is hilarious, bro.
Yeah, it's just not my ting, man. But you know what? I get it. Some people's ting, some people's vice. I think Dubai's more your ting if you have loads of secrets.
Yeah, or you're gonna go and work, and you. Oh, what for holiday?
Yeah. It's like.
Oh yeah, no, it's not a holiday thing for me, bro.
I imagine man in loads of committed relationships. It's like Thailand. It's like the black man's Thailand.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Yeah, I think. See, like Vegas, for example, because it seems like what they have focused on doing. This is my perspective. Mm-hmm. It seems like they've focused on trying to outdo Vegas. Yeah, trying to make Dubai just the Vegas on steroids. Now, for me, Vegas isn't my thing either.
But they ain't got no casinos though. Really, that in Dubai.
I don't. Are they allowed?
It's haram.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
not
but
really.
still. Yeah, there you go.
It's
I
haram
don't
to do
know.
a lot of
I
things,
could
big
be
man.
wrong. That was just my interpretation of it anyway, yeah. But you see Vegas though, I may go Vegas if I so happen to be in LA and because it's not too far and you get what I'm saying? I can just transition, go there for a day or two, then just go back and just do my bit. But with Dubai, there isn't so much of an escaping that, innit? It's just, actually, maybe Abu Dhabi, some people would say. I don't know, it's just, for a holiday, it's just not me.
It's weird. Like, I can't compare it to Vegas. I go to Vegas, everyone there's from America. They're all these Americans, these rich Americans, whether it be rednecks or what have you. But you get people that are locals from
Yeah,
Vegas
that's
that live there. There's a history there. People get married and do the Elvis thing. And
I hear
there's loads of things. Even if you don't like what it stands for, there is a history of Vegas. Tupac died there. Like, I'm going Vegas, big man. I went Vegas 2013, and there is a unique experience you can get, which is unique to the people of Vegas. I'm saying, who are the people of Dubai? Some Irish guy you met, and some next German person over there, and some next English person over there, and this next wanker from Sri Lanka. Like, this is all nonsense, bro. Why am I going to a country that is the United Colours of Benetton? It's a Skittles packet. Like, what do you stand for? And then on top of that, you're meant to be a place where, like I said, it's meant to be, you know, Muslim and so. Brother, the man are drinking and it's just, as a youngster, I can't lie to you, I loved every second of it. But as you get older, you're like, why are we all enjoying this? Just out of curiosity, I went to the 50 Cent show. I reckon we were all in unison when we spoke about why we enjoyed this. Now let's talk about Dubai. Why are we all enjoying this? Like, why?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what you like out of a holiday, innit? Really.
I just think it's a lot of, I don't know, man. It's just a lot. I don't know. Maybe I'm too broke. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, mate, I hear that.
Maybe that's, I put my hands up and say that. I'm not a millionaire. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I still don't. I think even if I was a zillionaire, like I don't think it would be my place. It wouldn't stop me from necessarily going. I might go occasionally.
Of course.
But it's not my. Yo, if let's say we're sitting here thinking, wow, let's go and do a quick trip somewhere. Let's go and do something sprucey. I'm still probably not going to Dubai. I'm going, like, it's just not even in my mind to go there.
To have overpriced juice and stay in overpriced places, to have an overpriced life. Like, I want to know why especially when I see the
you
place.
See people that are working there and that as well, yeah? This is a thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder how much people are actually, like, happy working there.
I wonder how much people are happy. Like, I'm talking about God's happiness, you know, as deep as it sounds. Sorry, people, I know I like to get a little deep. But, like, genuine happiness, like not superficial happiness, not I've gone to the club, spent a lot of money, drinks, alcohol. Take all that away. Thank you, my guy. Like when it was Dubai 20 years ago, just a desert. I'm talking about genuinely happy. It's too much of a competitive field 24/7 for you to be genuinely happy. Even the Premier League needs a break. So if I'm in a place full of just money, people outdoing themselves, where's that resting period of genuine happiness? I could be wrong. Again, maybe I'm too broke. I don't know. But it just doesn't look like.
Big up Slick, though. My
big up
GG
Slick,
over
man.
there, killing it, doing the DJ thing. He's got a plan. I know he's got a plan.
That's
so
good.
Big up to him, and that's going, I know it seems like that's going really well for him and that as well. So big him up and whatnot. I think he's over here soon, actually. He's coming to do R&B and slow jams in December. So
What's a hero? T-Goss doesn't always cuss things too much as well.
So
Sorry,
again?
we didn't say I cuss things too much. Like if you hear someone slagging something off, it's probably Poe or something like that. And do you know what, people? I'm sorry of Dubai because I know some of you will watch it and you'll be like, "Oh, Poe."
what Tigo said that you overcook your this.
Sometimes I overcook things, which is probably true. But guess what? I'm gonna continue.
Yeah, you know, you definitely do. But I think that sometimes that's what makes you
Me?
yes.
We're gonna.
You're super overcookers.
Yes.
I'm
Do you know what? Do you know what? I overcook something as well.
Go on.
Chuckie, if I can't see when this is gonna get right,
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
just
overcook
cook
it
it.
for the time and period that we're not gonna get right. If I know it's gonna get right by next week, I don't have to overcook.
I
this.
hear that.
But if I don't know, I'm saying 6-7 months, it ain't gonna be right. I'm gonna go mad so it lasts 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, it's a 6-7 months worth of cooking. I hear
Yeah.
this,
Oh, and if it gets sorted out 2 months into that, right hand. My bad.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah. I will say that's one thing that I do like about you in that as well. Though you can do that.
Oh yeah.
You can. If you couldn't do that, you'd piss me off.
Okay.
You'd really get on my nerves. If you couldn't just say, "All right, this one, my bad." Fucking hell.
I'd be annoying
Yes.
because I would have passion towards everything, but I would be wrong.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so that was wrong though.
But also as well, do you know what? I think that like it's good that people can say what they don't like, but also say shit that they do like. Because I think sometimes people talk more with so much vim about things that they don't like, but you never hear about things that they do like. You never hear about who they actually rate or things that they actually. You just hear about what they don't like all the time.
To be honest with you,
Go on.
I don't like people that are too happy. I don't like people that give me a perception that everything is nice every single day. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be your friend. I feel like you're manipulating me.
Oh yeah, but
I know that's wrong.
No,
that's
but
maybe it's me.
I don't like
but
that either. I don't like toxic positivity.
I hate it.
Everyone's just always happy.
Oh, don't worry about it. Let's just move on. Let's stand right here, sir. Let's start this out and then let's move on.
Yeah, or you're asking sometimes you're asking people like how they are. You know what I mean? Like how they are. And they never tell, like, it's always, oh no, it's amazing. Everything's amazing. I can't stand that shit. Do you know what I can't stand as well? I can't stand.
Go on.
Yeah, do you know what? While we're here,
Yeah, go. That That's my brother.
I'll tell you what I don't like.
What don't you like?
People that are always fucking laughing. That gets on my nerves. You know what? I used to travel with somebody as one of my brothers. Like, I get on, like, I love him, get on with him. He's changed now. This Don was always fucking laughing, bruv. Like, just laughing all the time. I remember one time we shared a room. We was on tour. We shared a room, bro. I woke up. He's laughing.
About what?
But I said, bro. I just saw him laughing. I said, bro, why are you laughing, bro? Like, why are you laughing? And you know, like, you don't want to kill a man's
joy.
Yeah, but it's like, it's 7:30 in the morning. Nothing's happened, bro.
So wait, was he just laughing just for laughing?
You know, it was just like, oh, like, it was like, we've just woken up. Laugh. Bruv, stop it. I'm on that. Like, stop it, bruv.
You want to laugh in front of Chuckie before 12? You're a brave man.
Stop it, bro. Like, nothing happened. Stop it,
That's
bro.
why I'm laughing now. It's 6 minutes into it.
Well, yeah.
Maybe he's got pain. He's laughing.
No. I don't know. Maybe it's nervous. It's nervousness laugh. Maybe sometimes people laugh when they're nervous. I don't know what the fuck
true.
it was, but
That's true.
I don't know. Like, it was just too much.
Maybe you're sleeping funny.
Bro, it was just, bro. This Don would just laugh. That was actually a thing. Like, we used to talk about it, bro. Man's always laughing, bro.
Chuckie don't like it though, because Chuckie does his little smirk when he doesn't like something sometimes.
It's changed now. It's not like that anymore. But at first, it was like, bro, like, man's laughing, bro, and it's not funny right now. Like, we're having a meeting, and man's laughing. This is a serious thing. Stop laughing, bro.
Maybe he was trying to like preempt auditioning for the Joker.
Yeah, maybe. But even the Joker don't laugh like that. The Joker's a serious Don.
Serious,
Right,
man.
then. So there's irony in that. You know what I mean? Diddy.
You know what? Yeah, sometimes because Diddy played the Joker, so I get it to you. No homo. Diddy did play the Joker. That was crazy.
Yeah, Diddy played the Joker. Diddy played the Joker.
Me and Geordie had a little bit of a talk on this on the way here today, and it is an uncomfortable. I have to be honest. It's an uncomfortable conversation for many reasons, Chucks.
Why?
You know when you've grown up with something and you have a likening to what you, or a low, is it a likening? You like what you've seen growing up from this particular product. You've enjoyed it. You've, celebrated it. You have multiple memories with it. So it's in a good place in your mindset. Then you hear little funny stories and you go, but you're from the hood and there's funny stories about your family members. So you go, give it a blight. Then, basically my whole, more than half my life I've listened to this guy. It gets to the point where he's done something completely immoral, allegedly.
Yeah.
I'm all contemplating, do I take the R. Kelly approach? Maybe that's a bit too drastic. Maybe it's not. But the fact, do you know what I'm upset at? As this is selfish. This is so selfish and it's got nothing to do with me. As a fan, I'm so upset that Puff Daddy or P. Diddy or Love, or whatever his name is, has put me in this position. I am furious.
Yeah.
Selfishly.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
Selfishly. The situation stinks. I hope Cassie's cool, boy.
Yeah, do you know what?
And
Well,
also, sorry before you go into it,
Well.
everybody, I see your deleted photos. I just want you to know.
Okay.
I see them.
Yeah, there's a few different things to talk in and around it. Yeah, but firstly, when I saw the allegation come through, my first thought, we lightly talked about it before, but my first thought was, you know what? She's married. She's got 2 kids. Yeah. This relationship ended quite a while ago. This has happened, and I'm like, to me, this seems like a therapy breakthrough thing.
I hear you.
It feels like a you know what? She's obviously, whatever has happened has troubled her for a while, and she's looking to fix it somehow, some way. And you know that, like, sometimes for some people, they know that there's certain things that isn't right, but when you can sit and speak with somebody from outside of the box, they will let you know, nah, this is crazy, and this is the reason why you are thinking the way that you're thinking. Let me actually go outside to come back in again. Speaking to a girl, this might be a light trigger alert, by the way. So, I was speaking to a friend of mine one time, yeah. She's telling me that she's talking to some guy, yeah, from London. She lives outside of London, yeah. Anyway, he said to her, right, do you know what? I'm going to be in your area at a certain time, like a little bit later. Are you going to be free? She was like, yeah, cool. I stopped her immediately and I said to her, I'm just letting you know he wasn't in the area.
100%.
Right? He was tested because I've done that.
100%.
Yeah, when there's a girl outside the ends or whatever, I want to see her or whatever else. So I'm going to plant this thing of I'm in the area. Really, you're not really in the area. Yeah. He just wants to see you.
All been there.
Yeah, he just wants to see you. So she said, yeah. So obviously he's probably got himself ready and then drove down there a little bit later. It's giving him some time or whatever, yeah. Now, anyway, it's gone to the yard. They're just there, vibing, talking, watching a film. Boom, 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 bam, bing, bang, whatever. Now, he's trying to go for, you get what I'm saying?
Of course.
So anyway, she's not really down for that. Cut a super long story short, he's backed out the thing now.
What?
Yeah, he's backed out the thing, yeah.
Just on a random?
Yeah, well, he's horny, innit? And he wants the thing now. So he's backed it out. But remember, she's telling me this, not in any type of outrage. She's telling me this almost like it's funny, yeah? So anyway now, boom, he's backed
I like
out the
EA
thing.
Sports. Go on, carry on.
He's backed out the thing.
How long ago was this, by the way, sorry?
Oh, this was time ago.
Oh, fair
This
enough.
was time ago. If it was sooner, I actually wouldn't have mentioned it because I know it would make this person feel really uncomfortable. But it was time ago. So anyway now, he's backed out the thing. He's done that whole thing of just kiss it. She's like, not really on that, whatever. In the end, he's just stroked it off and then bust on her jumper. So when she's told me that in a sort of jokey way. But I'm looking at it like, this is my sister. Like, this is not cool.
At all.
So we're unpacking that. Because immediately I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. He did what? So now, as we're unpacking that, the more she's actually started to realise how crazy this situation is. And I think that there was like a sort of self-defense mechanism where she's got this done in her yard. This is some of the things that people don't take into consideration sometimes, especially as men, yeah. More time, a guy that might go to a yard, he might be a lot bigger than her, he might be a lot taller than her. He's in her yard, he's being lightly just wants a thing or whatnot. Sometimes some people don't know how to, because they're thinking to themselves, I don't want to overly tell this Don to get out of the yard because I don't want him to get upset. I don't know how this thing's gonna thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that she had found herself in a situation where it was like he's so on it, she don't know how to get him out of the house now. She's starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but she's almost found a thing of, well, at least it was over with and he left. But
what?
Nah, like that's major assault. That's a major assault, bruv. Like, that is major assault. Like, if that was my sister, like, Don has to be paid a visit in some way because you can't just do that and just think that, you know what I mean? And for him, he'll go about his life and it will just be that will just be what that is. But for her, that's an experience that essentially lingers around in her head. So imagine if, we don't know if 100% this shit happened, but imagine situations where, I don't know if you read what some of the allegations were, but these things of, you know, male prostitutes coming in the yard and, you know what I mean, and my man's in the chair doing this, that and the other, and already you're in a situation where the power dynamics are a little bit off. You're with a rich, successful, dominant man. There's pills, there's all kinds of stuff going on. He's bought you this, he's done this for you, there's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of love bombing going on, yeah.
Dubai.
Now you're Dubai. Yeah, he's Dubaiing it. And now all of a sudden you find yourself in a super compromising situation. I could easily see how a woman, or maybe not even necessarily a woman, but somebody who is of a certain stature and of a certain age, a bit younger, doesn't necessarily know how to maneuver out of that. Like, you're just going with that. And then you think, okay, yeah, cool, that's okay. It's not that bad. He loves me. Like, it's fine. You see, when you go and sit down with somebody who's from outside of the box and they give you that spill of like, is this what you're telling me this is what happened? That's not cool. That's crazy. That's assault. There's like elements of breakthrough that goes into the power of context. You start looking at this, that, this, that. Oh, this is why I feel like this now. These are all of the equations for why I'm having nightmares. for why I can't sleep properly, why I can't necessarily open up to my partner properly, why I feel uncomfortable every time we do this sexual position, why I might not be able to do such and such things with my kid. It's like the power of context. When you start like going back from the beginning and going here, it's almost what you have said loads of times, the root cause. Yeah. How do we get here? We can't, here didn't just start today. It started from over here. We got to go there first. You know what I mean? So when I saw that, that was a lot of my thinking. I was thinking, this to me seems like therapy, power of context, and some type of a breakthrough. But again, it's all alleged. We don't know. It was only now when you have the thing got settled so quickly, you're like, rah. Sometimes some people would fight that a bit. But there are people saying that, well, if you fight that, then everything that you have been doing has to go to court, because they'll do that though.
And it's going to open up a whole different...
It opens up so much things.
But open up what things though? If there's nothing to worry about, what are we worrying about opening up?
What you do within, in this context, it would be within your sexual life. What you do behind closed doors. 50's been saying some things for time about what's been going on. But again, some people could argue and say them two don't get on. 50 might be overcooking certain things. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if 50 is a rude boy in that as well, he can do what he wants.
No one can't say him nothing.
No one can't tell him nothing, bro. So you can push that aside. But if all of these things come out and it so happens to be true, then you start going back to some of the things that were said before, and you're like, oh, none of this is our business, by the way. If a man wants to go and chop another man, or you want men around, that ain't really got nothing to do with us. It's just the part of the sexual abuse that just doesn't look good.
It's like this. I want to talk about the responses from people. I found people's responses, especially some of people older than me. I even saw rappers that I got huge amount of respect for, like Slim Thug and all of that. And I just want to sort of like get into why I think policing a young lady's response in a situation like this stinks. Chuckie, I think most people are blank canvases at the start. I think we're all blank canvases. Sorry, I don't think most people think we're all blank canvases at the start. And our lives are full of many chapters. And every chapter's blank until you start an experience, and then we fill out that chapter. So I don't know Cassie's life, but I know she met Diddy at 19 and Diddy was 37. And before that, I have a brief understanding that she was with Ryan Leslie. Mm-hmm. So if, let's say, I don't know, but let's say the story starts with Ryan Leslie. I look at Ryan Leslie, he looks like he's just a nice guy doing his thing, from what I see, and I've never heard any funny stories about Ryan Leslie. So that is the story that begins to fill out this canvas. Then the next part of the canvas, and for a large proportion of this canvas, is all Diddy. And if those things happen to be true, that canvas is full of so much mistreatment that if she's not allowed at any point in her life to speak about this, to get over it, so her canvas within this situation, this chapter of her life, can at least end well, that's unfair for people to go, you can't speak out now. What about this chapter of her life? Was she just meant to have a rubbish chapter? Whilst all of us seem to have successful relationships and nice chapters, she's owed that. Especially with the disrespect apparently happening to her. Being punched up so bad you have to go to another country for 3 weeks just so you can heal and then come back. We're not just talking about sexual abuse. We're talking about physical abuse just because it's Tuesday at 5 o'clock. So I just feel personally, and I could be totally wrong, the moment you have done that over a course of time and it's become a habit and no one ain't policing you when you can do it. You see, when she's ready to talk and open up, no one should police her response, because no one was there to police you when you were doing what you were doing, but now we must police her response. No, let's give it fair. If you want to punch it up and do all the abuse, she can come forward for me every single year and say, I'm vexed about this, want some more money. Give it to her, because no one didn't tell you to punch her up for how many years. This is all allegedly, do you know where I'm coming from? So personally, for me, Puffy, if this is true, I'm fucking disappointed, geezer.
See,
I'm disappointed, man.
I 100% agree. This is the next thing, yeah. So the suing for the money, which is what some people were talking about. We can have a conversation about that. some people were on the vibe of, well, like, why is it about the money? It should be about him going to jail, yeah? For me, sometimes I used to hold that opinion, and I do sometimes in certain situations, yeah? And I will break that down a little bit later.
Yeah.
But my opinion today is, push jail to one side for one bit. We can have a conversation about that in a bit, yeah?
Yeah.
I will say this. If you are wealthy, if you're a wealthy person, yeah?
Yeah.
And you have, at some stage, stuck your ting in somebody unsolicited, or put them through a whole bunch of sexual abuse, yeah? Or even doesn't even have to be a whole bunch. It could just be one time, yeah? You have put somebody in a super compromising situation.
100.
I believe that victim should be able to come whenever they want to, whenever they're ready to take whatever they want, as far as I'm concerned, if they did it. Yeah. Now, obviously, it opens up the can of worms because sometimes you don't like the allegations, boom, 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 boom. But forget about that. I'm talking about God knows and them two know. If you did it, you should, in this case, Cassie, she come and got 30 million. If she wants to, she should be able to come back next year and say, do you know what? I want another 30.
Why not?
I want another 30. Now, the court thing is obviously a whole different thing, but I personally think, firstly, I think she got more than 30 mil. I think she got more than 30 mil. That thing got negotiated so quickly.
Very quickly.
It got negotiated so quickly like, I'm pretty sure she would have got more than that. Anyway, because it would have, like, it seems like this is about having this whole thing go away. It's like, we just want it to disappear. But I think that maybe a part of her plan was executed really well, because it's like, look, he's not going to jail. He's got too much money. More time, he's not going to go to jail. But I'll tell you what we will do though, is we're going to take this to court, and with me filing this lawsuit, everyone has to know. Mm-hmm. Everyone has to know. Mm-hmm. So, one, there's a ruining of reputation, which is a big thing for somebody like him.
Of course.
That's on top of the loss of money or whatever, which may not be so much of a big thing, but it's like, it's the fact that it makes it awkward now. It makes it super awkward, because this is lingering around in the air. And I know that, like, we live in a society, especially in the West, where money is power. I'm sure at some point it's going to end up being fish and chips newspaper, and people will just crack on with it like nothing didn't happen, innit? But there's no taking away from the fact that, no, this came out and this is a massive stain. And sometimes that's enough. Sometimes it doesn't have to be you know what, you're going to jail. It just has to be you thought that you got away with it, but you didn't. And I just want everyone to know that this is what this person did.
Like, some people, I've spoken to some individuals, Puffy won't care, he's got loads of money, Puffy won't care. I'm like, let's take a look at this properly and see if Puffy won't care. This is huge speculation for me, some of the things I'm going to say. I appreciate I have a distance from it and I'm not well informed, but this is from my observation. Puffy's whole career has been brand association.
Yeah.
His whole career. Whether he's Puffy and Biggie, whether he's Puffy and Mace, whether he's Puffy and Rick Ross, whether he's Puffy and Usher when he's 10 years old, whether he's Puffy and Ciroc, it's always Puffy and someone. Now, I know that because I'm always Poet and someone. So I understand the value in making sure you're good, because the metric of your business is to associate yourself with something, and because you're quite successful, you bring that up with you as well to a point, because it's a quality product. So I understand how important you have to be in order for you to be whatever you are, just so you can help elevate loads of different brands. So you have to be cool. You cannot be a rapist. You can't be any of these things. Your whole business will disappear. So do you care about that? 100 million %. Let's take a look at the fact that I think it was at the back end of last year, or maybe this year, I can't remember exactly right, EA Sports will be able to confirm for me, Ciroc separating ties with Puff Daddy. Okay. P. Diddy making an R&B album as his final ever project on Bad Boy. An R&B project called Love. P. Diddy coming to England and doing charity shows with gigs. Look, I'm not saying that there isn't a good person in there that wants to do these types of things, but it's just a little bit the timing seems to be a little bit perfect with Cassie saying what she's going to say. Do I believe that Puffy found out about this lawsuit at the same time as all of us?
No.
Hell no.
I think it was 6 months before. I think.
I think 6 months even prior to that. Again, I don't know. He would have got inkling. There would have been conversations. There would have been some type of knowledge that Cassie's going to put something together. So if Cassie's going to put something together, we got to put something together to make sure we can make sure our brand is defended a little piece before this detrimental news comes out. I think he tried to do a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for?
PR.
Damage limitation. Okay. A lot of PR. I think he really tried to do it before the news was announced. But like I said, your brand you're not like Drake. Drake is sick because of Drake. And I like J. Cole because of J. Cole. Puffy, I like you because of everything you're associated with. And I realize that now. So if you're an association brand, who's going to want to be associated with someone that's doing all of this? So then what does that mean for your brand moving forward? Furthermore, if this is true, what does that mean for your children? Because apparently the son that you love so dearly that's dancing on stage with you, you was apparently physically abusing his mum as well.
Yeah, Kim Porter.
So where does that leave your family? Where does that leave your business moving forward? And where does that leave the history of Puff Daddy? For me, looks like J-Lo done the right thing.
Yeah, she didn't get. It didn't seem like she got licks. But
does that make sense though, Chuck?
Yeah. That is. I mean, it's a plausible question. It's like, what happens from here?
What happens?
I know that like certain brands are separating themselves from him or whatever.
Macy's.
Macy's. Ultimately, it is a stain, regardless of whether it is true or not, because it's still alleged. It's a stain. There's something in America, yeah. I'm not sure what state it is. I'm not sure if it's in all of them. I'm not sure if it's here. I'm going to do more research on it. But it's there's something called consciousness of guilt that they can use against you sometimes in court.
Aye.
And so what consciousness of guilt is like, let's say for example, me and you, let's say you've committed a crime, but the police have found out that me and you have been constantly on the phone. So in some way, when you go to trial now, my name keeps coming up because it seems that you keep coming to me about the thing that you're going to do or whatever else, yeah? If I now book a ticket one way to go to, I don't know, Thailand, and the police find out that I've booked a one-way ticket to Thailand, especially when they're planning on an investigation on arresting me, they call that consciousness of guilt. So they can use that against you. So
why are you getting a one-way ticket to Thailand then? What are you running away from?
So see with this, right, exactly that. Now, this might be a little bit different, but some people would look at it and say, this has come up within a day or two, it's been settled. Is that consciousness of guilt?
No, that's just good planning from beforehand. I feel like he executed that plan perfectly. I reckon everyone in his team knew, let's put a proposal together for when Cassie does this, and let's get it sorted out within 24 hours.
I hear you.
I think, honestly, I genuinely believe a lot of the things that Puffy's done recently was orchestrated off the back of knowing that these situations were going to manifest. And I just think, I think it's a little bit selfish. Like, again, only if this is true. To align yourself with someone like Giggs, knowing that these things are coming out, I think it's fucking selfish, personally. Even if you didn't do it, this is selfish. If Giggs didn't know that is. It's bloody selfish because you've put on a good show of Giggs. I was happy I was there. I came here singing everyone's praises. This, that, and the other. Oh, Chuckie, we had to be there. Cause right now it looks a bit stink, bruv. Let's be honest with ourselves, man. Let's be honest with ourselves. Giggs has gone and linked up with 50 Cent like a couple days after that. He's got Rory and Mal with him in fucking what's it called again? Winter Wonderland. And then Rory and Mal drop a podcast a day later talking about we're not afraid to talk about Puffy. Like,
you know why they did that, right?
Huh?
You know why they did that, right?
Because Joe was afraid to talk about it. But again,
I like that pettiness though.
I love that pettiness, but then someone else goes, okay, there's that pettiness. But again, once you've done something, there's many different interpretations.
But what was I going to say? The power dynamics of rich men and younger women, but like substantially younger.
What,
so
Leonardo
the
DiCaprio?
37,
Leonardo DiCaprio style.
What is that? What is Leonardo? What's that one there?
Leonardo DiCaprio style.
What is it? What is that one?
He don't like girls under 20.
He doesn't like girls over 25.
Over 25. How old is he? He's 40 something, right?
Nope. He was in Titanic. That came out in 94. That nigga has to be like 50 something.
Really?
He has to be 50 something. I could be
just
totally
put it
wrong.
on the screen.
But he was an adult in Titanic. The greatest movie of all time.
Is that about manipulation?
How old is he?
49.
Well, he's knocking on the door.
He's there tomorrow, probably. He's there tomorrow. Wait, when is his actual birthday? Oh no, so he just turned. Okay, shit.
Anyhow, that was tomorrow.
That's crazy.
Oh, so he is 50.
No, he'll be 50 next year. Like basically this time next year. That's crazy. Is that about manipulation?
Do you know what? Because we're speaking generally.
Generally, yeah.
Generally, I believe so in some cases, yes.
Yeah.
I think that an older individual has the capacity, he's got life experience, if he's got a lot of money, he has something that girl will feel probably secure with because she's a lot younger, and her adolescence and ignorance to life, I feel, can be exploited by an older individual, especially if he's wealthy and has a position of power.
Yeah, and it makes them feel comfortable.
It makes them feel like, look at, it's almost like they treat it like a trophy. It's an additional trophy for them. I see the way Diddy would have Young Miami at some points. I see the way Diddy would have Cassie at some points. And Leonardo DiCaprio the same. Like, these guys just, I don't know, man. It's just weird behavior. Like, honestly, I always look at these things. Sorry to take it out from where you're speaking about it. We'll get back to it. But I always look at these behaviors and I say, if this was on Jeremy Kyle, we wouldn't rate it. Why is it that when he has a little bit of money and power, all of a sudden
it changes things?
Why though? Because it maybe even changed things to me. But why? I want to know why. I need to unpack this in my mind. I see it on Jeremy Kyle of a family from Leicester City, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, mate, this is a mess. I see it as Hollywood, and all of a sudden, I should just not care either way, really. But I just want to know why I'm so more. Why do I approve of one more than the other?
So the answer.
Go on.
PR.
PR.
PR. It's the way that it's framed and
Public
marketed.
relations,
Yeah. It's the way that it's framed and marketed, bro. Because you're right. When you see it on Jeremy Kyle, it looks messy.
Yeah.
But when you see it in Hollywood,
Ronaldo.
it looks successful. And so that is like, that's tied with an element of success visually. When you see the rich Don or the rich person with the younger thing. It's as you said, it's a trophy. It seems like it looks good. It seems like they just are living an amazing life, and like that's what it's supposed to be about. And that's why we look at them differently. But when you unpack them, when you unpack it, a lot of that is, you know what is mad? You know what is so mad, yeah? In certain situations, I could be wrong in saying this, and I might take this back. But in certain environments, yeah, especially like in... Nah, it's the same. I was going to say that in certain environments, yeah, you can see that like there could be a community of people that find themselves in these predicaments where they might be with somebody that is substantially younger than them, but it's not necessarily about manipulation. Sometimes it's just small environmental circumstances. Whereas with this, it's always about a big element of showing that I'm successful by having this, and also in having this I can do whatever I want, and she's gonna do whatever I want because I have all the money and I hold all of the cards. When you come from a smaller environment, this is what I know. I've got rebuttals for this anyway in my own head, but I'm just still gonna finish it.
So as long as you can rebuttal it,
yeah, I can rebuttal it. But it's just like sometimes they don't necessarily have all of these things. They don't have anything. They're just stuck in a small environment, and within that environment, these sort of mad things happen. But with that being said, though, bro, within history,
it's always happened.
It's always happened.
I'll be real. Like, as I've got older, we've been available to more information. I think as a male of your 50s, if you're seeing like 20-year-olds, you've either you can't move on from a place in your life, or you missed out in a place in your life. One of the two to me. It's something we won't go into it too much detail. I can't blame Western society for situations like this.
Nah.
Because there are some religions where you be getting with an 11-year-old, 12-year-old. I've seen
All to this day.
There are some in France. I think the legal consent to have sex with a girl in some place in Paris, like 14 or some nonsense like that.
Yeah, that's
yeah. Oh, listen, everyone loves Elvis. Elvis's wife or his girl was like 13 years old. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't get people in it. I just don't get this. I don't get it. But it is what it is. But I just think.
I know Japan was 13 and they changed it recently.
Japan was 13, but they changed it recently.
How old is Elvis's girl? Check that, please, me.
She was young. I think she was like
Consent is 15.
In Paris.
In Paris.
How old is
age of
Elvis's
consent
wife?
is 15 in Paris.
Elvis is
I just think, honestly,
Obviously, this girl was like 13, weren't she?
yeah. Do you know what it is? Yeah, I just think this practice here is probably something commonly used within an environment that we're not privy to. You take a look at Jeffrey Epstein's island. So if you're gonna take down Puff Daddy for this and Leonardo DiCaprio, there's gonna be a lot of other people that are in worse off situations, such as Prince Andrew, that'll be sweating. So
What did you find?
Oh, look at the screen.
how old is
She
she?
was 14 years old. Priscilla, yeah.
But
When he met her.
Brandy Taylor say that Elvis's closest female relationships were usually with young girls.
Yeah,
from
from
13 or 14.
yeah, Brandy Tyler. Yeah, that's crazy.
But he stole music and he was a pedo.
Yeah, he stole music and he was doing a mad.
But we cussed Michael Jackson.
Anyway.
I'm just letting you know, man. But anyway, going back to, I don't know. Do you know what it is? Yeah, Chuckie. This subject matter is such a big situation which covers so much stuff. When you speaking about one individual such as Puffy and the ability for him to potentially and allegedly manipulate a younger Cassie into getting all the things he wants, it's part of a wider conversation for that demographic and for that social group. And as horrible as it sounds, because it's not really. Nah, actually, I'll just keep my mouth closed. See, I just don't even understand why it's a conversation, bro. Like, you lot are big, rich, affluent, educated individuals. You're not ignorant to what you're doing. Just allow it, man.
Yeah, they're not ignorant, but do you know what it does, bro? Sometimes I could imagine that a power and influence, makes people sometimes feel like the world is theirs. And you know what? Sometimes some people need a humbler, because you know what? Like, okay, imagine, right? Let's talk about Puffy then in this sense. Businessman from young. Had things going on from 21-ish, maybe even younger than that. But
Young guy, he used to apparently he set up all of the delivery guys. What are they called? Newspaper boys in his area.
Yeah.
And he ran his whole block for.
He was always about it. It was always a hustler.
Money,
He was always like always getting money, or whatever. But I'm talking about in business now, where he started like working at labels and then creating his own label and started making things happen or whatnot. Okay. And like, let's be clear here. At 37, he was a music mogul, bro. Like, he was a big don out here. And it's mad to think, like, 37, by then he had done so much. Now, within doing so much, there's parties. There's not no one that you can't get on the phone. This gal wants to chop. This actress, this, that. The money's coming in. I can go anywhere I want to. Like, in their minds, they feel like the world is I can do whatever I want. And I can also see how, you know what, you keep pressing the button here and there. Yeah, do you know what? Come, let's do this. You do it and you get away with it. Let's do that. You do that and get away with it. And it's like one thing after another, and no one holds you accountable for nothing. You could even, I'm not saying he did, but you could even thump down a woman and have the access to put her in a blacked out whip. Take the blacked out whip, maybe on a private jet, put it on the island. You can do all kinds of things, bro. So for them, it's like, you know what? They get caught in this thing. They get stuck in this thing of, the world is mine. I could do what I want. So until you get a strong humbler, or until you get somebody who is strong enough to one day turn around and say, you know what? I'm going to fight against this a bit, because that must be a difficult thing, to be the first one. To be the first one to stand up and say, you know what, I know that this person did this to X, Y, and Z and whoever else. And I know that everyone knows about it, but they push it to the side because he is who he is. But you know what? Today, I'm going to be the one. I'm going to be the one to step forward and say, nah, that ain't right. And for a person to do that, and it actually happened, and the woman is, or a man, whoever, in whatever context, comes forward and says, nah, I'm going to be the one who's just going to fight against it. I think that they should financially get whatever they want. I'm not mad at a woman in that context.
Yeah, it's the context, isn't it?
For taking whatever she wants. She deserves it. 100. Now, there could be an argument to say, you know, like when loads of people start coming out the woodworks. And
they are. Jamie Foxx is in problems now. Jimmy Iovine's in problems now.
You can then start saying... Huh? I'm going to get to that. But I could then see how people start saying, yeah, it's a bit mad. But this goes to my next thing. It does feel as though, if we're being honest, we as men do have a bit of a problem. Maybe not you and maybe not us. I'm just talking generally here. There is something deep within us that hates it when a woman sues for money.
No,
when a woman gets money.
No, I don't think it's a woman sues for. I don't want to weaponize it like that. I don't think that's true. I just can speaking from myself and the people I've grown up with. Man just don't like spending money unless it's money that they want to spend.
What do you mean?
Man don't like spending money. If I have to spend money that I don't want to spend, oh my, it could be anything, my guy. I'm fuming. So now you're gonna sue me and take money out of my pocket.
No, I'm talking about.
But I'm saying the guys that I know. I'm saying to you, when it comes to money, I don't want to narrow it down to a situation where we're saying we don't like being sued for money from women. I mean, no, it's nothing to do with that. Man just don't like losing money, bro. So when you take a look at the multiple ways you can lose money, when that becomes one of them, you're like, man, I can accept child maintenance. I can accept this. I can accept that. But you're suing me for money. I can't accept that, my guy. It could be anything, bro.
I hear it. But maybe the context is different. But like when people do get sued for certain things, it doesn't seem like there's so much of a conversation about it until it's a woman suing for money.
Okay. Now I see. Now I can't avoid that because I've seen that conversation crop up
all the time.
Frequently.
Sometimes because I think sometimes there's something within. Generally, not saying you or me, but I'm just saying there's a thing of. But what if he didn't do it and he had to peel off? Maybe it's that. What, like, if he was to speculate, what do you think that is? Because I believe that there is something deep within a demographic of people that, like, it's almost as though somewhere subconsciously you're saying, well, if you want the money, maybe you put yourself in that situation, or maybe you did something and didn't tell the whole truth and you did this all for them. I don't know what it is.
Do you know what? Yeah, I was watching a lady the other day speak about the conditioning of the man. And the easiest way to condition the man is to condition the adults. So when they have the children, they tell the children all the things that you want them to say. So then you have a generation of people growing up manipulated by a particular thing, whatever that thing happens to be. And there are loads of things that I feel as a general group of people we're manipulated into thinking it could be because we watch loads of television. So we now think that every action film we've watched, Russian guys are bad. So now, by in our 20s, 21, we think Russian people are bad. We have no justification for it, but it's in our subconscious that Russian people are bad. And I think I actually now fully agree with what you're saying about when it comes to a woman taking money off a man in court. It makes some men feel uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. I see it as a conversation that crops up a lot. But then what happens is, even if you haven't been involved in it, because it's cropped up so much and the PR to it is quite strong, if it does happen to you, you might look at it as a woman's taking money off me. You won't even take a look at the context. You won't take a look at what's happening. You'll be like, why is this woman, I look certain my brethren, why is this woman trying to take this money off me for the kids? And I'm like, if you take the first part of the sentence out and just leave the end part for the kids, it will make a lot more sense. But you've weaponized the situation because a woman's involved. So I actually do agree with you, but I think it's more of a societal problem. The same way I think a lot of white people, whether they want to admit it or not, have a hint of, I ain't trying to give up my privilege for a black man. And I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just saying because of the way we've grown up in society, you'll come to a BLM march, you'll wear a Black Lives Matter t-shirt, but if I ask you to sacrifice your privilege, you won't. And that's not a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's just one of the many things in life. And I think the one that you've spoken about where guys are a little bit upset when a woman's taking a bit of money off them, I think that exists in society.
It makes them feel uncomfortable, and it shows a level of maybe biasness or a certain type of conditioning that they may not even be aware themselves. And I say this because, you know what? I think maybe at one point that could have been me. Maybe at one point, like, I would have looked at that and thought something, and I would have thought, but why is she doing the money thing? She should be doing it. She should be trying to send him to jail. But it's like, what? Okay, why do I care so much about?
What does it matter?
Yeah, what does it matter? What does it matter? And I'm so glad that I'm free from that, to be honest with you. Because when I looked at this, I'm saying, rah, you know what? My first thought was 30 mil's light.
My bro,
30 mil is light.
I thought it was
30 mil
what?
is light.
My skin complexion. I honestly believed in my heart of hearts it was gonna be a mad thing.
I'll be honest with you. This is the one. If it has happened, and I'm saying in any situation, if it ever does happen, that's the one where I definitely agree about half. That's the one where I agree about half. If you did do it,
I agree with
if you did do it, yeah, half has to be peeled off.
3/4, man. Half is just general anyway, but an extra quarter for the emotion.
Half. Man, feel half, bro.
I said
Half of everything.
3/4. I said that she deserves 75%. Like you, when you take it, I'm looking at it like if it was my daughter. If it was my daughter, I think I would be so stressed out because your daughter has been conditioned to believe something and has only come out of the conditioning at the latter stages of her life. So she's unpacking and dealing with this as a mother. I reckon she might be waking up sometimes, if it's true, like we said, bawling up. Kids are looking at her like, what's wrong with mummy? Daddy, have you done something? Daddy ain't done nothing. Like, just to know that she has to go through those situations for a large period of her life where a next man's dancing on stage of gigs. If it is true, it stinks, bro. I can't lie to you. It absolutely stinks.
It's mad.
Again, if it's true.
If it's true.
One thing I will say, because I'm sorry to cut you out, because we were speaking about the many different responses from the situation and just trying to unpack certain responses and trying to figure out why certain things happened. And one thing I said to Geordie today, I was like, Geordie, do you know what's so loud, but there isn't one sound relating to it? Support. Usually when someone does something bad, there'll be one. I reckon if Hitler was alive today, he would have one man supporting him. Whether it's right or wrong, it's definitely wrong. It's another conversation. You mean Puffy's been about for how many years? This mogul we speak about, the person we were excited to see the other day. You mean to tell me this situation manifests and there's not one person coming out saying anything? It just leads me to believe that this potentially could be the makeup of the man. Could. I say that because I ain't got a car, but when I do get one, I want it to not be blown up.
There you go. There you go. But then that's where some people fight against the patriarchal thing. Now look, let me be clear.
Yeah.
I'm backing men, innit? I'm just saying. I'm just backing men more time. And I'm not on this anti-men thing. I'm just not really on that. However, what I will say is, you know what, in regards to things like this, it's like, it's the power dynamic again. Like, women usually do talk about it, but because a lot of times it feels as though the way that the system is set up, it's like there's not even really much that they can do about it. And when they do something about it, they're fought back with, but you only are doing it for this, or you're only doing it for that, trying to diminish or suppress what it is that they actually went through, to discredit it because now it's become about the money. Do you get what I'm saying? Which then changes the conversation. I don't know. But
women are born into a world which is a man's world. They're born into a world where men think that they run it. But that is a difficult
the thing is, though,
place to
I'm
be
sure that
born
at one
into.
point, no, it wasn't. I'm sure it was a woman's world at one point. Women had everything and was controlling
I
shit.
don't know when that was.
Well, do a little bit of digging in history and you'll see that women was running certain things at certain points.
Well, big man, right now, this bath is being run by men.
Yes.
And I'm saying to you, if as a woman being born into this situation, you kind of have... It's almost like you're on the back... If you're a black woman, Jesus Christ, you're born into the back burner straight away. So I'm like, I don't even know what that feels like. I genuinely don't know what it feels like every single day to be treated a particular way where you're frowned upon. And maybe not every day, but every other day because you're a woman. I don't know what that feels like to pick up my phone and see women being oppressed globally and so on. I don't know what any of that feels like. But I do know it happens.
Yeah.
So the moment you're born into that world and you get with somebody and all of these things start happening, I'm just like, you must feel 20 times shitter than you would have felt initially from all the wrongdoing as a woman. Now you're a statistic. We cannot argue about half. 75%. Give them 70. This is mad. But again, I'm the same as you. I'm not on this whole anti-men thing.
No.
I can't stand
Big up
that.
the man then.
Big up the man then,
Right
bro.
then.
I don't want to hear... Like, for example, when you see people do like what that man done the other day. Sorry to always go left. When they were asking Dave or Little Sims and someone goes little smines just because I always stand up for women. That is so patronising, bro. Like, just say how you feel. If it means it doesn't align with Little Sims today,
fine.
it's fine. I don't think she's gonna go, what a plonker. She's a really nice person. She's cool with it. I hate all of this anti-men stuff, and then the men that feel the need to overcompensate because they don't want to get on the woman's bad side. You're an idiot as well. But this stinks.
Right, and I will end it on saying this. These are just my beliefs. Remember, we all have belief systems, and I'm not saying that mine is right. Yeah, but
Yeah, look at the smirk though. Look at it.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at that Chuckie smirk. Go, land.
women, black people.
Uh-oh.
Right. This is what I believe.
I thought you was gonna say something.
So
else.
I believe, yeah. See, black people
Yeah.
at one point were undisputedly super powerful people.
Yeah.
And at some point, that power made people feel uncomfortable. And in that, there was a light overturning with stuff. So you go in, you infiltrate, and then after that, before you know it, thousands of years later, you end up seeing a whole bunch of slaves. There's a whole changing of conditioning, and there's all kinds of mad things that happen. And now we find ourselves here, sometimes today, still dealing with some of the things that have happened thousands of years ago. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah?
Spanish town in Jamaica, I hear you.
Overturning. I believe also that that kind of thing happened with women. Reason being, I think that at one point, somewhere in human civilization, they were running things somehow, somewhere. And at some point, there was an overturning, and it got to the point where now you have or had women, not necessarily generally in the same context of black people, but you know what I mean, like
100%.
synonymous to the now, you know what, that overturning happened in such a way that at one point in our civilization, women ended up going from here to here. The same way with black people started here
and now
ended
we're
up
here.
And you look at the black woman on top of that, they put them all the way there. I can unpack that even more and go into it, but that's a podcast for another
day. And
right.
you know what? Fair enough.
Right. Then.
Can't argue with that.
You know what? We spent a lot of time on this, but I do want to just
No,
say this, yeah.
I don't have to leave
this
right
law.
now, you know.
Oh no.
I can leave like half an hour or something. Maybe
The
not. Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
My lord.
Jamie Foxx is in a pickle, and there's a few other people in a pickle. I'm gonna ask you this: does this change anything? And it's not necessarily for you. This is for the gang listening and watching. Yeah, I didn't know about this. I found out about this yesterday.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there is something called the Adult Survivors Act. Do you know about the Adult Survivors Act?
No. We've been surviving our whole lives. Ask Destiny's Child.
Okay, so I found this article. You can find this here. It's on Forbes. Actually, no. This isn't the right one. Let me just find it properly. I want you to. I think you should hear about this.
Feels right. I have ears.
1 second. Sorry, everyone.
For those at home that can't see this wonderful visual and see how great my face and my hair looks, as well as Chuckie's, he is currently looking for something on his mobile device. What it is, I have no clue, but he has the Chuckie smirk, so I know it's going to be crazy. Crazy.
Is this it here? This is it here.
We're getting closer. Warm.
Adult Survivors Act. Here's
Cold.
sexual. Okay.
We're hot.
Here's why a wave of sexual misconduct allegations have been filed in NY. So I believe that this might just be NY. I'm not sure. It says here, a number of people have made sexual misconduct allegations against high-profile stars and politicians in recent days, ahead of the expiration of a New York law that allows survivors to sue for sexual abuse regardless of the statutes of limitation. It goes on to just like give examples of people that have been sued or whatever. They go on to say, these claims and many more were made possible by the New York Adult Survivors Act, a law that allows accusers to file lawsuits against alleged sexual abusers regardless of when the abuse occurred. The sudden influx of high-profile cases is likely that the result is expiring on Thursday midnight.
Jesus.
Which was yesterday of the day we were recording. Last year, officials created a year-long suspension. Okay, no. So
they created something to protect men in a man's world. Jesus Christ, guys. Look, mate, I'm a man, but even I'm getting tired of this time. Bloody hell, guys, man.
I hear that still. That's a great way of putting it. It's a great way of putting it. It also, like, for some people will look at, oh, so that's why right now we're hearing a lot about
women coming forward.
Right, which then can maybe open up a can of worms for some people to say,
why didn't you do it yesterday?
So you've done it now because it expires on Thursday.
Alright, so this is not the direct...
Does it change anything?
I was going to give you... it's not a direct equivalent.
I don't necessarily think it does, but it kind of does sometimes.
But not for me, it doesn't. And I'll show you why, from me, my perspective. It's not a direct equivalent, but it is the law and something very personal with you. And then go into the law to discuss something very personal with you. So with me, I got my pick me.
Right.
Now, Chucks, I'll be honest with you. If they told me, you have until Friday this week now to go to the courts and discuss the situations with your children, otherwise seeing them moving forward is going to be very difficult, Chuckie, I'm doing it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, right.
Now, Chuckie, that situation hasn't been proposed to me. Therefore, I don't feel, and I haven't felt, like this, I'm a Rasta man, practicing, I don't feel that I should discuss my situation with people I don't want to discuss it with. So I'm not saying I'm not discuss it with anyone, but I don't want to discuss whether I can see my children with a group of people that I don't know. I don't want them to make a decision on when I should see my children. Okay. Because when I was having sex with my baby mum and we started you wasn't there.
Yeah.
And when we had them, you wasn't there. Right. When I had to take them to, you wasn't there. So now it's got bad. I don't want you lot to be there. For me, that's my justification. If anyone tried to question it, I'd be like, but you're not me. You haven't gone through what I've gone through. It's a very personal experience. I don't feel you're right in telling me whether it's the right time to do it. I don't think that's up to you. I think that should be up to me and the severity of the situation. Looking at the situation and I don't want to sit down. It will irritate me, Chuckie, if I've got to sit down with a group of people discussing Zaina Khalifa that don't care about them. I will go fucking crazy, bro, in that court. I'd end up losing custody of my children. Because I'll be like, who the fuck are you? You ain't got no fucking kids. You look like a kid. What's going on here? I'll get mad. I can't comprehend if I was physically abused by somebody who felt they had more power than me. I couldn't comprehend someone telling me when I have to go to the police. Like, just as a man and my mindset now, I think I will go to jail for murder because I'd be a psychopath. Not because I'm a bad guy, but that would send my mind even more loopy than it already is. I'm trying to unpack the situation. I'm trying to deal with this situation. I can't even understand this situation, really. Someone's taken advantage of me. They didn't tell me when. When I went into their life, they didn't say to me, all right, 3 years from now, we're going to take advantage of you. So you didn't tell me when this was going to happen. But now I must tell you, or I must tell the world, and I must do it in a certain time parameter on when I'm going to report this situation. I need to figure out what the situation is. I could go and report it, get it wrong, and then nothing happens to you. Then what? Then Cassie's got to live the rest of her life seeing everyone say how great Puffy is while she's thinking, big man, do you know how many black eyes I had because of this guy?
Yeah.
Do you know how many men he slept with, allegedly? Do you know how many girls he slept with, apart from me? Do you know how much people he's done wrongdoings to and I've had to witness it? Blowing up man's car. Holding Wale over a balcony. And the only way people knew it was Wale, because the guys that came in liked his trainers. Chuckie, what are we talking about here? This is crazy to me.
They're killing Nella, though.
Oh, God.
They're killing Nella.
Nella. I blame
Nella
NSG,
Rose.
man.
Big up Nella, man. I love Nella.
Of course.
She is gold. I didn't know what was going on. I just, it's one of them things here where you keep seeing something on social media and you know that you're supposed to see what the hell is going on, but I'm just avoiding it because I don't know. Like, she's in the jungle.
I don't watch the show.
I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
I don't really know nothing about it. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I keep seeing Nella's thing and people debating it and that. And then I saw a clip. Have you seen the clip? Yeah. So I saw the clip of her and the Don from what does he do again?
The chef guy.
Yeah, he's a chef guy. He's from first dates or some dates or some shit like that.
I don't know.
Seems like a really nice guy.
He does.
Seems like a really nice guy.
That's what makes it worse. If it was Nigel Farage, I'd be like, Nella, I'm backing you, darling.
Yeah, I hear it.
I'm
still.
playing the NSG
I
song
saw
loud.
the clip and I thought,
You wasted the clip on the wrong guy.
yeah, the
man.
wrong Don. There's a Don you can waste this on, and you've done it to the wrong Donny.
And I get it. You're probably hungry. You're probably thinking to yourself, because obviously she's got a life of privilege, innit? So when you're in that circumstances, you're probably just pissed off because of the circumstances. But you got a line. When I'm pissed off in circumstances and there's a group of people, I look at the group of people that I'm like, no matter what, I can take it out on you lot because you lot are pricks. I don't like you lot. But I can't take that out on the guy that's cool.
No.
Just because I'm in a bad mood. I just stay away from the people that are cool when I'm in a bad mood.
It was, I think she just, because maybe she might have been hungry or whatever it was, yeah, she assessed the situation poorly. Now, for people who don't know, basically Nella Rose, she's in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And to cut a very long story short, there's a situation where she's talking to one of the guys or whatever, and then, he can't see. He's got really bad eyesight. He says he can't really see. She's like, how old are you? He says 51. She's like, that's not old. He's like, yeah, it is. I could be your dad. Yeah. Essentially, he's saying, I'm old enough to be your dad. Yeah. Now,
not really. My dad weren't that old. That's just not the response.
So basically, Nella's dad has passed away, so she's obviously very sensitive about that. I've lost Peter, so I know what it's like to lose a father figure. But I think that she took that as him saying something different, and instead of maybe saying, you know what, that what you said made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. These are the reasons why, and then allowing him to say exactly what he meant and where he was coming from. She woke up the next day and just didn't chat to him at all.
Oh, she chatted to him. She was just very rude.
No, but at first she wasn't really chatting to him because he was asking her even about the rice. He was like, "Oh, do you want some rice or whatever?" And she was like, she didn't even answer him. Yeah. By the way, can I just say, in a situation where it's fight or flight and it's survival mode, I don't mind falling out with certain people, but in the group, I ain't falling out with the chef. Yeah, that's the one person I'm gonna reason with. Yeah, I'm gonna let the chef know I didn't like, and let's try and get past that. Everyone else, I might hold a strop and I might think, but see the chef, I need right.
When I go MacD's, I'm nice to the person.
There you go. So anyway, she then had he was asking her what's wrong, and then she then just blew up at him and just was like, she just went off on my man. And he do you know what was really good? He let her finish.
And you know what's really bad? She didn't do the same. No.
And then at the end of it, he was like, look, I'm sorry, but that wasn't what I meant. This is what I meant. And, he was really sincere in the fact that I didn't realize that this had upset you so much. But that's not what I meant though. You could see, okay, cool. I hear what's going on. You think that I'm saying that I would replace your dad or whatever it may be. But that's not what I was saying. And it just turned into be a really big thing. And then the internet went crazy. Now, look, this is something that I say all the time, yeah? Is that, see, for me, I saw that and I was like, yeah, Nella's wrong. I think what will happen is, hopefully, she'll maybe come out, or she might even be in there one day, and she'll just have a little light moment of reflection. She'll know that wasn't her finest moment, and hopefully, them two will talk it out, and people will be able to see what we see from Nella.
Yes.
Yeah, because she's as I said, she's gold,
sister,
proper. But people were really surprised at the outrage on social media, and I've said this many of times before. There is a whole Middle England. Middle England is so much bigger than the London bubble or the culture that even we have a very influential culture. But all you need to do is listen to LBC, and you realise that Middle England is massive. But I tell you, when you actually really see how big Middle England really is TV and voting. Yeah. All you need to do is say something that is really popular on TV, and your tweet will go so far outside of your circle. You just start seeing all of these people that you don't even see them in everyday life. Now, the reality is that Nella didn't upset. She made an error of judgment against the guy who is a really, really nice guy.
Very nice guy.
He's a really nice guy. And so with that, now, you are going to have Middle England ploughing in. However, in a nutshell, she's wrong.
Chucks, this is my problem with the
And
situation.
the coach is trying to defend her, but she's wrong.
This is what everyone needs to remember. What Chuckie said is so gospel. It should be at church on a Sunday at 12 o'clock. Middle England is ruthless. But even beyond Middle England, I want everyone at home that makes content to really understand this. Really, really divulge yourself into this. And this is not just exempt to Nella Rose. And I'm not trying to abuse anyone. Just trying to give you a bit of understanding, some of you guys. YouTube. Let's break down the word. YouTube. You find out what you want to watch and you choose it and you watch it and you leave comments.
In your tube.
In your tube. No homo. Now, if you are getting loads of views on your channel, that means people have chosen you. They've gone out of their way for you. I'm a Celebrity is on ITV. You can't choose what you want to watch. That's just on. And you have to watch it.
You can stay in your tube.
But you have to watch that.
Right.
Now let's break up audience members. I'm trying to help you lot here. People that have grown up in this YouTube era, for some strange reason, not all of you, but some of you believe that if I don't hear you, you're not there. That's not true. There are a whole group of people that don't really care about social media that much. But they will watch television and have an opinion. And they will voice their opinion in their house to people that do have social media, such as their children or whoever, who will echo the voice and opinion of that person who probably runs the household. Where am I going with this? Nella Rose. Not just Nella Rose, all these people on YouTube. Where you're popular is your home. And when you leave that, you cannot have the same energy. I cannot walk into someone else's home and just walk in with my trainers and do what I want. I'm in someone else's home now. I have to work out a compromise. So I'm not saying, because I reckon Nella Rose doing that on her channel might have banged.
Yeah.
People might have understood where she was coming from and they might have created this argument about what's right and wrong. But in actual reality, like I said to these boys beforehand, no one's exempt from the science of life. You're only exempt from that in your own reality that you create. But when you come into this real world, Nella Rose, you are a black girl, part of 4% that was rude to a Caucasian guy who represents about 96% of this country. Not only was you rude, you was kind of disrespectful as well. And what you did was you manipulated the situation. From what I saw on the clip, I didn't watch the whole thing. But your explanation for being angry to him is not what I saw. So you've manipulated the situation because I feel like even in the explanation of what you were going to say, you kind of knew you didn't really have weight like that. So you chunked it up a little bit by saying he was a bit... like I've seen people do, especially the girls in my life, the ones that I've chosen, they've done this so many times. I've seen that pattern of behavior. I'm not here to excuse it. I think what we need to do as a group and as a community is we need to tell Nella she was wrong. Because we love her, we respect her, and with respect and love comes honesty. And then there's growth. For me to go and tell her she done nothing wrong and so on and so forth, what am I talking about? I've lost my pups, mate. There is no way a man's going to say to me, I'm old enough to be your dad, and I'm going to personalize what he said. Why am I personalizing what he said? He has said it because it is an expression everyone says. Nella, you are an absolute star. But this stinks. And guess what? It's only going to make you bigger. Everyone's got an opinion of you now. You're going to fucking change the course of the direction inside of that little jungle, wherever it is. And everyone's going to love you because they formed an opinion on you. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm just saying, next time, just don't go through that tunnel.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was
I think there's also just like, you know what? A conversation based, maybe it's to her or maybe it's just to people on how you deal with conflict.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? She personalized something, which then built up conflict in her mind.
Come to a conclusion and didn't want to chat to no one.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what it is. I don't take disrespect too much. It's only one time and I'm out.
And you're trying to lick or get on me.
You're trying to... When Nella was talking, I was like, Nella, we're not on YouTube. Like, everything you're saying right now is not going to work. You have to be the Nella that I know you can be. Not the Nella that gets comments. Just go and... Excuse me, what did you mean by the comments you made yesterday?
But also, but listening to the response with the aim of understanding. You don't have to believe that person necessarily. You don't necessarily, at the end of it, you don't even have to agree. But you know what? If you've said something to me and it's upset me, yeah, conflict. All right, cool. Wait, what did you mean by that? So now, when you tell me what you mean by that, I'm genuinely listening because I want to understand what it was that you said to me. And then after that, will determine how I respond back to you. Now, I think most people in that situation, what did you mean by that? Oh, this is what I meant. You're like, oh, okay, cool. I took it as this, and it upset me. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Then you go about your business. You have a little conversation about it, you hug it out and whatever, because more time you'd probably find out that my man would turn around and say, oh, I'd never say something like that. I would never say something like that. I would never mean it like that.
The intent
and I respect you.
Exactly. The intent is the most important thing.
Yeah. But you have to be able to have a conversation
about that.
Yeah. And also like listening. Because I think when they were having that conversation, she didn't want to she didn't want to listen really. She just was in her feelings. She just wanted to feel how she wanted to feel, and she just wanted to sit in it. And no one. I don't know even if God was able to come down in that moment and say, you know what? Wait, let me just intervene quickly.
Nella, just chill out.
I don't even think that might have worked. Nah, you know what? Sometimes when some people want to be in it, they just want to be in it. So, but
and
you know
what? You're allowed.
Yeah, it happens. You know what? Because you learn. You will learn. You will learn. And someone will put their arm around her and at some point and be like, love you. You was wrong this time.
Do you know, if it goes the way I imagine it will go, at the end of it, she'll be one of the most loved people on the show.
Yeah, definitely.
I genuinely believe that this is the start of her journey. She'll learn a bit more. She'll realise she was wrong. She's around adults. She's not around that age group that's probably going to support what she says. She's around adults that will tell her, big man... Because I'm not going to go into some of the names, but some people are going online as if to say she's done something right. And I'm like, you don't love this girl. You don't love this girl. You recognise this girl's popular, and you recognise by aligning yourself with what's popular, you might rise as well. Can't you understand? I see all your tricks. All of you. I see all your tricks. I don't like it. I don't like it. The guys, I see all your tricks because I have loads of men in my life that used to do fraud at one point when I was younger. So manipulation from a male perspective, I understand it. Let's not even get onto the women that have manipulated me. I understand that as well. So all your manipulation online to try and prove that you're closer to Nella than other people and all of this other jargon and jazz, forget it. If you love Nella Rose, tell her the truth. Trust me, I love people. When you hear me say some harsh things, it's because I love you. I tell you the truth. Don't have to necessarily like it. And I want you to do the same. Tell me the truth. That feels right. Right now online, it doesn't feel right. They're trying to make it about everything, and eventually they'll make it about race, and it could be about race, but big man, Nella lost this race, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I hear that still. I like that. I see what you did there. Yeah. Go ahead, is there you Howlers?
I mean, why not? It feels right.
This could have been one of them, to be honest with you.
Oh, this is a howler, man. But like I said, Nella's going to come back stronger from it. I genuinely believe you need to make these mistakes in order to grow in life.
Yeah, man.
And there's places that I grow. I grew 3 times last night. That's why I was late today. I'd like to apologise. Yes, I was definitely that as well.
I hear it loud.
Shout out DJ Khaled. Another week's gone by. No free Palestine.
Of course not.
And also shout out everyone that's got management that's Jewish. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with anyone. This is not even my fight. We got loads of fights happening in Congo that I need to sort out. And well, not me, but in Jamaica there's a lot of fights as well. But I'm just saying, I see some of you, bro. I see some of you, and I'm just like, I can't believe money is making my people them change the direction under God's law. But it is what it is. We have bills to pay. I shout out all of you lot. Now, I sent over some howlers. They were received, weren't they? Yes. Let's go into one. Let's go into one where I gave myself a howler at a point when I was eating 4 seasons on this very sofa. Also 4 seasons out in January. Vibba, you done know. I was eating 4 seasons, some good food, where Chuckie made reference to me eating for the first time at 1:42.
It's now almost 6 o'clock.
It will be, yeah.
Really? No breakfast, no lunch?
No. Well, because it's clear, based on thousands of years of human existence, that eating less is, if it's not starvation or malnutrition, it's good for you.
So I would have let people know eating less is good for you. This is something, obviously, in America, they
Wait,
definitely
what?
know.
What?
Yes, if you would like to go into more, please take a look at this poster. I'm sure man like EA Sports will leave on the post. But eating less is better for you, as apparently it allows your body to build up defense mechanisms against certain things and puts them in practice and gets them ready for dangerous situations. Eating too much is spoiling your body, so we're at a point where it's maybe not getting so much food and so on and so forth. It doesn't know how to prepare for it. So the other day, when you saw me not eating, it was a sign of accidental intelligence. Shout out me.
Oh, you are a clown.
Shout out me. I want to shout myself out. All right, cool. Let's go talk about some other howlers. Myself and Chuckie here spoke about Rolex. This is what I have on right now. And spoke about it being a charity or something like that. I actually got it wrong.
I saw this.
But I'll tell you what it is. Rolex is not a watch company.
No.
It's a private family trust in Switzerland that doesn't pay taxes. That's right. Built by an orphan during 2 world wars. So not the first one and the second one. And apparently there's a third one coming, so it will still be here. Here's what you didn't know about them. We're going to throw a couple of facts. It'll be on the screen as well. Rolex makes over 10 billion a year in revenue. That's $10 billion. So I think how much of that equates to in pounds? Maybe like 6 mil? 7? That's a lot of money.
7 billion.
Oh, sorry, billion. So 7 billion, that's a lot of money. Some people even say Rolex watches are better investments than gold, stocks, and real estate.
Yeah.
You can't buy their stock on any exchange. No. Why are they so powerful? Rolex is a huge profit organization owned by a non-profit called the Hans Wilsdorf Organization. It's a charity that doesn't pay corporate taxes. So it is a charity.
Yeah, it's a charity.
Oh, we were right. This private, because there were some comments saying that it wasn't a charity. This private trust based in Geneva is one of the most influential in the country, and everything was built by an orphan. Hans Wilsdorf, born in 1881 in Germany, grew up in boarding schools as an orphan. He started Rolex in 1904. It hit success in 1926. With the legendary Rolex Oyster, first waterproof wristwatch in the world. He created the Hans Wilsdorf organization after his wife died, shout out his missus, and gave 100% of the Rolex company to the organization. He died shortly after without even ever having kids. Selfish wanker. Much is still unknown about Rolex, but they are buying real estate businesses behind the scenes. And it goes on to tell you loads of more stuff that Rolex is doing, but it is a charity. So the other week, when myself and Chuckie informed you Rolex was a charity, I saw comments and I got a couple of messages saying I was incorrect. I would like to tell you,
No, yeah, I don't know why they would have said that. What was that? They could have just Googled it.
This one's hilarious. Nobody has ever made a public claim about receiving a donation.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, nobody's ever made a public claim about receiving the donation from them. Let me tell you something. They're finessing the system in an amazing way.
And I rate them.
Yes, so do I.
I rate Rolex highly.
So do I.
You keep doing your thing.
I'm curious to know, like, I wonder how it actually works in regards to how the family run it, because he didn't pass it down to kids, but I'm sure somebody within that family is still running it, and it goes on and on and on and on, and they just inherit it. I'm curious to know. I mean, no one may know, but I'm curious to know like how they actually pass it down and how they Jimmy Screechy it without actually it being too much of a problem. But I'm not mad at it at all.
Never. Shout out the orphans, cuz.
And they want to limit
Rolex.
any type of inheritance tax and that. And do you know what? I'm not mad at that either, man. Because let me tell you something. See our governments and that, and not even our governments. I'm just talking about politicians and governments all over the world. The majority of them just protect their own interest when it comes to money anyway. So, boom.
When it comes to people's honor thing, their people are selfish.
Yeah.
So don't be vexed.
If I felt like, you know what, you pay certain amount of inheritance tax and it genuinely really is going in the places that it's supposed to be going with like the taxpayers' money, then we'd have a different conversation.
100.
But I'm not in the belief that money is being spent how it's supposed to. I think there's a lot of underhand table stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I don't believe in inheritance tax.
Neither do I. I don't believe in tax. How is that a job? How is there a whole job of just taking extra money? I don't even know the purpose of it, but they will create a purpose.
Well, no. So NHS, even though it's not great, is taxpayers' money. So I'm happy that we got these type of things.
No, why can't we find another way to give them money? Why, there must be another way. There's always another way. We haven't thought of it yet, so therefore there's no other
We'll
way.
unpack it in a different part.
Yeah, I want to figure out another way because I don't... Bro, I pay council tax.
Another way.
If you have a car, you pay road tax, bedroom tax.
The
you know
idea
about
of tax is good. No, I think the idea of tax is good if we were all...
Benefit.
Yes. Not necessarily just benefiting, but let's just say like we were all in the game together.
As in we'd vote on where the tax should go.
If we were all on the same page together, which is so impossible, but if we was, it would be different. Because you know what? Everyone's moving with the idea of the greater good.
But Chuckie,
that isn't happening.
Exactly. And you can say that about anything. If everyone moves the right way we're meant to go, we get to the place we're meant to be.
Yes.
And if it's not the case, then get rid of it. Get rid of tax. I don't see the purpose of it. Apart from making someone else rich. I know the royal family don't pay tax. And they're on my money. So I'm reminded the people that don't pay tax are on my money. That doesn't feel right. None of this feels right. I'll tell you what doesn't feel right as well. This story I'm going to tell you. This story I'm going to tell you, for me, is the biggest howler I've ever had on this show. It makes me sick. And I want to meet this family to tell them they're a bag of waste people.
Swear.
It's also in the same country that started Rolex. Germany. Responsible for Hitler, Mesut Ozil, and most importantly... Mesut Ozil's most important. All right, here we go. He is Turkish, and he now hates Germany. A 29-year-old German man is suing his neighbor for breach of contract after the neighbor failed to impregnate his wife in 72 different attempts to do so.
You what?
God knows how many positions that is, boy. He had hired, I think his name is Maus, the neighbor, to impregnate his former wife. As he was sterile and wanted a baby badly, he thought Maus would be a good choice as he resembled him and is also a father of two. I mean, that's all the information you need, isn't it? The man paid Maus roughly $2,000 US for 3 evenings a week for the next 6 months. Maus tried desperately, a total of 72 times, to impregnate Traute.
That's a lot of...
This is some... You lot got some shit names as well. Her name is Traute. When Traute...
It might mean something.
Hopefully it doesn't. When Traute did not get pregnant after 6 months, Supoulos, the other person, insisted Maus go for a medical examination, which revealed he was sterile as well. And Maus' wife was then forced to confess Maus is not even the father of the 2 kids.
Oh, shit.
In his defense, Maus said he did not guarantee contraception. He didn't guarantee conception, but only that he would give an honest shot at it. Now, I was reading that and arguing in my mind, so I apologize the fact that I couldn't read it. So let me get this straight. I'm just going to basically say the same thing again. One man has said, yo, let me go to my neighbor to get him to impregnate my missus because I can't do it. I'm sterile. And after 72 times, he finds out he's sterile as well and his kids ain't his kids. That's, my friends, for me.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
For me. Because you know what? It's one thing, giving head to your dad. It's horrible.
Wow.
You move on.
I remember that,
Girl
yeah.
done that. It's horrible using a dildo your mum uses, which is the same size as your dad's
Oh my
dick.
God, can't forget
That's
that.
bad. But for you to not get your wife pregnant, then you next man have sex with her 72 times that lives next door to you. He doesn't get her pregnant. And then you find out the reason why he can't get her pregnant is the same reason why you can't get her pregnant.
It's nuts.
Then you go,
Literally.
so how's your kid yours? Then you find out your kids ain't yours.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The mess this is, bring back Jeremy Kyle. That's my new thing. Bring back Jeremy
She
Kyle.
took a lot of sex from someone else outside the relationship, by the way.
Brother.
Friday freestyles, man.
Can I just say,
Talk loud.
He said he paid Mouse roughly 2 bags, over the 6 months.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's chopped 72 times.
Yes.
How much is that? How much is that?
That is £27
Pounds a chop.
70 a chop.
Do you know what? Do you know, I was going to say something crazy, but I'm not even going to do it.
I can't lie to you, that's cheap.
I'm going to say this, but definitely bleep this out.
Yeah.
Imagine he's turned up there and it's a Cassie looking thing. I mean, I wouldn't care. £27. I'll chop it for free.
The point, no, it's not about you chopping.
He's getting paid.
Sold his wife for £27.
Oh, £27. Oh yeah, I hear it still.
Chop it out anyway.
Yeah, chop it out.
And she still cheated on him.
Brother, I'm sorry, man. I just think I love this whole thing of close America, but America hasn't really given me any reason to close them. I want to keep them open. My new thing now is close Germany.
Whoa.
New thing, close Germany. What do Germany do for anyone? They have a football team that is a bag of Egypt. You covered your mouth the other day. For what? For what? You want to cover your mouths now? But about 80 years ago, you lot were doing this with the England team. Oh, have you forgotten? Because I haven't. Neither has Jesse Owens. He hasn't forgotten about the antics of the Second World War and what you lot were doing. What you lot need to do is be closed for about 13 months. I want Germany closed.
13 months?
I
That
need
was more
Germany
than you was
closed.
asking for America.
But you know, America does give us entertainment. It provides other things so we have balance. I want to know the last time you was entertained by anything from Germany.
A car, yeah, I hear it still.
It's not entertaining. It takes you from A to B. It's not entertaining. It's a means of transport. If it wasn't there, you wouldn't go, oh my God, my entertaining vehicle's not here. You'll just find another mode. You might get an Uber. What has Germany done for you to go, that was entertaining? Give me an artist. Give me a Manchester United player.
Google German artist.
Hey, what's that song? 99 Luftballons. That's a...
What the hell is this?
No.
So we're having to struggle and scour. So basically what we're saying is they closed it, we're not missing anything. Close it, revamp it, 13 months, come back. Germany needs to be closed.
Wait, there's got to be a cold German artist somewhere.
Maybe
Am I
because
being
he's
mad?
standing in
Hans
Iceland.
Zimmer?
Who?
Hans Zimmer? He does all the movie music.
Is it?
Interstellar.
Why did
No
they say
way.
Tina Turner? She's not German.
Who?
Tina Turner. Oh no, she lived there. Did she live there? Wait, go to that.
What is this? If we have found out Tina Turner is German.
Tina Turner is a singer-songwriter artist known as... Go to her Wikipedia. There is no way.
Imagine her parents.
I forgot I had a thing from America. Oh, just when I thought. If Tina Turner is German,
Wait a
I take
minute.
it back. My bad. If Tina Turner is half German, my bad.
Zelma Presida.
His wife was... Nah, she's... I don't know.
So they haven't done anything. Close them. Close them.
It says Brownsville, Tennessee. That's... So...
So is she half?
Tina Turner was... Yeah,
Is she mixed race? She interracial? What we doing here?
So I don't know why they put that there. Maybe
Close Germany for 13 months.
Could you imagine? Fucking hell.
Close Germany. Just pretend they have COVID by themselves. Close them. They don't do anything for anyone. I can't be asked. Their national side is just... Ask Mesut Ozil about Germany. Close Germany for a little while, man. Close Germany. The World Cup antics you've done of covering your mouth genuinely made me sick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, the last thing I'm going to say is... now, Chuckie, I've only been to the Caribbean on 2 occasions. And you know where I went. And I don't plan to go anywhere else. I don't want to go to no small islands ever again. And not just the Caribbean, anywhere. The reasons why is not just the people that live there, but it's the people that visit there. They just do things I don't understand. Now, you'll never catch me swimming anyway. There's no reason for me to swim. But in the odd occasion that I'm in the water, the most important thing is I don't end up like Jack.
Jack?
Titanic, the greatest film ever made. I'm then going to show you...
You know what? I've never seen Titanic. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, I saw
Why are
this.
you filming? You are drowning in the Bahamas. There's no reason to film.
Look at how the feet... Do you know what I saw when I saw
You're
this?
relaxing.
She's relaxing!
You're relaxing.
In the pool, just just floating on her back, just chilling.
Whilst in the meanwhile, Granny and there's Bear Pickney on a boat just collapsing.
Do you know how nuts this is? And what, were they in the middle of the sea as well? Or were they like somewhere near shore?
Big man, I'm trying to tell you at this. I look left and right, I see nothing.
Oh my God, bro.
There is nobody. She's even giving you commentary. People are panicking. Would you expect, big man? The boat is going down.
Yeah, nah, man.
So I'm just gonna let people know again. I don't feel like we're.
Do you know
meant
what
to
it is?
swim.
Sometimes some people are just they're just super cool in themselves. Maybe, you know what? Sometimes you need to be around people like that in those situations, you know?
I just don't feel like you should be in those situations. But
I hear you. Steph.
That's my thing.
But you know what? If in a time where the panic is so heightened,
Yes.
sometimes it is good to be around people that are cool on a vibe of, don't worry, it's going to be okay. We're all right, man. It's just fire.
Yeah, I don't want to be around people like that. They might be like, if we go,
We're
we
just
go.
in the middle of the sea. There's a few sharks and that. Oh, that's a nightmare as well. That is a nightmare.
I want my money back.
A2's back outside, by the way. Ooh. A2 is back outside. I had a stinker the other day, I told you.
Oh my god. Sorry, A2 fam.
A2, I went to A2's, what I thought was going to be A2's show at the Coco. I got there at 8:30, only to realise it wasn't actually at Coco like that. It was at Coco Cafe on the side. It was actually a listening party, and it started at 10.
So that stinks.
So that stank. So I went there, chilled with my brother, big up Rene, chilled in the car.
Rene's a nice
got in
guy.
there at 10 years, my G. Got in there at 10 o'clock. Queues going all the way around the block, whatnot. Stayed there for an hour. They were doing the listening party thing. That didn't start until 11:30. But do you know what? My mind wasn't... I didn't leave the house thinking it was going to be a late night like that. So I just was like, you know what? I'm going to leave at the time that I would have left if it was actually at Coco, which was 11 o'clock. So I left at 11 o'clock. But I took in the project the next day. Be listening to it here. Go and check that out if you can. It's
Good.
called Are You As Bored As I Am? I really, really, really like it. I'm going to tell you 2 songs on there that I actually like very much, in fact. A2... What is it called? Are You As Bored As I Am? Yeah. It's short. It's concise.
How many
I
tracks?
like the majority of it, to be honest with you. But Solid Dream or Want or Need?
8 tracks.
Yeah, it's for me. Go and check it out. Let me know what you think.
Can I,
All right.
can I say how quickly?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, have you seen...
Talk loud, though.
Have you seen...
1 second. Can I just play something from 50 Cent?
Go on.
This shit that y'all saw. Worse. Way worse. The nigga Puff, like, he called, we should kick it. On telephone and shit. After the main shit.
Right.
And the nigga be like, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures. Like, pictures of this girl, like, not the shit that y'all saw. Worse. Way worse.
Wow. Oh, you kidding me, yo?
Like, penetration pictures and
Nah, come on, man. Come on, Phil.
all that. And I didn't even, I called the nigga. I said, yo, you fucking with this girl? Like, you really, like, you like her like that? And he was like, yeah. That's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm going to send you something. You look at it, you call me back. I sent them the photos, the pictures and everything. And the nigga called back and was like, yo, thanks, man. Yo, I really appreciate that. Yo, where you get these shit from? And I said, you know, like, because they know, like, if something crazy is going on, if they send it to me, I'll make sure it get out there. Like, as far as this video.com is concerned.
Yeah.
And those other properties. So they sent it to me. But, you know, I really kind of felt like those photographs was not happening because of Cassie.
50 Cent doesn't give a shit, bro.
50 Cent is a absolute... He is what he says he is,
He's a menace, bro.
bro. He's like... This Don is very connected. He was what he said he was. He's still very much connected. Like, he moves how he wants to move. He is like what people would rap about. You get what I'm saying? His thing is very serious.
His life is what every rapper wishes their life was like.
Until you experience that life and you realize you don't even really want that. You got to be cut from a certain type of cloth to be able to deal with it, maintain it, and to be at the top of it as well. You get me?
I want to give a holler to Angry Ginge. Have you seen what he's been doing regarding Madam Joyce?
No.
Oh no, I heard about that a little bit.
So
he did a fake call with the police officer or some shit.
Yeah, and all his the people that watch him have been like sending this like horrible abuse.
What's the backstory?
They were on this Foot Asylum show.
Yeah.
And like him and Joyce basically clashed on the show.
Yeah.
Long story short, and then he's gone after that, and then he's just been like, shit, and then his followers have been super abusive. So the howler goes to him and his followers, innit? Like super, like racial, everything.
He's not responsible for that though.
No, he's not. But he's also not saying anything regarding it. He knows this existed.
He might not like
I'm gonna
it.
look into that.
Yeah, I'm looking into it.
I'm gonna look into that. But as of right now, I'm back in Madam.
Always.
Yeah.
MJ, you stay back in MJ, of course. But I don't know what's going on. Do you know what it is? I don't like talking about things I'm not informed on.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do some research in that. Ginge, I actually like you. That breaks my heart.
I don't even know who.
People are always falling out. Very V and flipping Chuckie fell out in that show as well, man.
Who did they?
Yeah, man. People just need to understand, man. It's not that deep. It's just this, they want you to argue. They want it to be entertainment.
Very V was in it, yeah.
Shout out Very V, man. Shout out everyone, man. I miss you guys, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, gotta get out of here. Love and guidance every time. Thanks for listening. What you got planned for the weekend, bro?
I'm going to Sweden.
Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. Hey, thanks for listening, everyone. Yeah, love and guidance.